welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're on episode 3 of Spring Fling with string. Now, this is a fun little mystery sew-along that we came up with. We voted within our Facebook group as to where we're going to go Spring Fling with strings or we're going to do quilt bingo. And Spring Fling came up way ahead because people have had lots of strings kicking around and they need something. So today is an easy one because the first 2 blocks were a lot of work. And we're going to give you an easy one. And I'm going to give you some tips on cutting and ironing and all the rest of the stuff things that I do, you know, to help stay organized within my sewing room. So it should be a lot of fun. But first, let's do our shout out. Our shout out is my fellow Canadian, and I would love to call her friend, is Kelley from Kelley's Quilts and Cruises. Now, her YouTube channel covers both quilting and other crafts that she does. She does lots of fun stuff, and she also does cruising. So if you guys want to go check out someone that just has a fun channel, she's, you know, like it's all here, it's all good, it's all wonderful, then you go check her out. She doesn't know this shout out is coming, so give her some love and encouragement and a couple of thumbs up. That would be awesome. Now, her YouTube video is going to be in our show notes below, so it's so important you get into those show notes because all the things that I'm talking about now are going to be in part of that show notes. First off, I want to thank all of you for the kind words of encouragement and support you're giving my husband and myself on our YouTube channel. Those making comments for us helps our analytics, but we get so many lovely, kind words. I just cannot express how blessed I feel over all of these lovely comments you're giving us. So please continue. Please let us, you know, give us some love and encouragement. I know life is busy because it's busy here. So I would assume your life is just as busy. If all you've got time to do is a heart, that we are so thankful and grateful for that heart. So also we have a Facebook group. And wow, is that growing rapidly, and it's warm and welcoming. We have so much fun. We do the same thing other Facebook groups do, like share pictures and, you know, all this stuff. But we have such a great time in there. We have a virtual sewing room under Discord where people can actually gather. So you have a sewing date now open 24/7, and you never know who you're going to meet in there. And there's people not just from Canada and the US, but from other countries as well that may show up. So it's been a lot of fun. And the people that go regularly, they're actually becoming friends with other people that they would never have the opportunity to meet. Also, we do fabric exchanges by country, and to help us with, you know, the cost of postage and, you know, not having to pay duty, you know, to receive packages and, you know, all those kind of things. So we do it by country, right? It's a little cheaper, and we have so much fun with that. And the people that run those chats are having a ball. They are having so much fun with those fabric exchanges, and you know, they run one and then they run another and then they run another. It's just great. You have a choice of joining or not. You just message the person that's kind of running the fabric exchange. Also, we do numerous community chats. Like we do what you're working on. We do one for denim quilts. We do one for free patterns we find on the internet. We post them there. We also do, oh my goodness, there's a chaos sew along one group. If you're just jumping in now to the chaos sew along, there's all sorts of information in that chaos sew along group that you could join. I would imagine the admins are going to set up one for this Spring Fling sew along, so that one's going to be a lot of fun too. So it's we're very much into, okay, putting stuff together, and my admins are just absolutely fabulous. They all walk on water with high heels. I adore them all. Also, I speak for free for quilting groups and quilting guilds. It's my way of kind of giving back. I do it over Zoom only. I don't travel, so the guild or group has to supply the audio-visual equipment to allow me to give my presentation. I have a PowerPoint, and I talk with elements of design, making charity quilts, and working with scrap fabric. So if your guild or group is looking for any one of those topics, let me know, and I can definitely, you know, make time in my calendar to accommodate the request. because I find when I go to those, I get an opportunity, hopefully, to talk to some other quilters in that group. And some of the quilters in there are so inspiring to talk to. It is amazing, the people I get to talk to when I go for these speaking engagements. And I do hope they're inspired by what I have to say as well. And it's been so much fun, and I've enjoyed it very much. Also, if you guys find a shout out, want a shout out for a YouTube channel that you've been watching and you think is, really worthwhile, and, put my email is in the About tab. So you guys can send that link to me, and I would be more than happy to give her or him a shout out for, within the quilting community, because I think I have my shout outs lists all ready to go. But yeah, if you guys find a new one, yeah, definitely send it my way. Also, we have Zoom sew dates from, this is Valentine's Day, we're filming this, so it's from now until May. But once we firm up camping plans with the grandkids, then we can do right to the end of the year. And we're just going to enjoy this time so much. It's those Zoom sew dates are so much fun. I get a lot done. I pick something easy so I can chat with everybody. And people come in and we do show and tell, we ask questions, it's just a lot of fun to come hang out. And if you don't feel like sewing that day, you want to bring your cross stitch, bring it, it's all good. We don't say you can't be there if you're not sewing. Also, share, like, and subscribe. Please, that would help our analytics out so much and help push our videos forward so we can continue giving you fun, free patterns. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's all the things I have to talk about. So come on in. Let's get to the cutting and my tips on cutting and ironing and whatnot that I want to share with you, because this one is the easy one to do. Okay, here we are, and I've got a I got a cutting mat. That's probably not a good idea. So I've got an ironing board on this June Taylor. But one side's an ironing board, the other side's a cutting board. So I keep forgetting to use it and show you guys this. This, I don't even know how long ago I got this, but it was just, Allison gave it to me, and I thought, okay, so what I'm going to do is, here's my hot iron. Now, irons I buy at the thrift store. I try not to pay more than $5 for them, but I don't put any water in them. So if I need, let's say when I hit this crease that's through here, right, because that's where it was folded, I would add water to it. That's it. That's what I would do to it. And I would spray it on there. So my irons last forever, because when you start adding water into the iron, that's when you start having problems. That's when you have all sorts of things going wrong, right? Now, so I'm just going to give this a quick little press. And it does come out that because of the heat of the iron, that crease has come out really quick. And just a little bit more over here. Now I only need 4 more squares that I'm cutting. Now, I'm going to, excuse me, good grief. I'm going to be cutting 224 squares. Now I've already got all of these done. I only need 4 left. So you guys aren't, like, just go, woo, wow, yeah, we don't have to watch her, cut 220 of them. But you do need 224 squares. There's no strings, because this is your easy clue this week is right here. Right here. Now I'm just going to put that off to the side. Now, I'm going to flip this over so I have my cutting mat. Right? And so I got some beautiful fabric. Isn't that gorgeous from Northcott? Now this I found in my brown bin, and I thought, oh, this one has to come out and play. And I can't even remember how old this one is. So I have, because I'm dealing with scraps, all I know is, oh, I've held on to it long enough. Now, I'm going to, because I have a selvage, right? I'm going to try and line up the one mark along my ruler on that selvage, because I know that's straight of grain, right? So that's where we're at. Okay. And I'm just going to pull off that little bitty piece here and just put it in with the pet bed stuff. And now I'm going to switch the direction I'm cutting. Right? Now when I'm cutting, I try not to cut too much at once, because boy, you can sure end up hurting your arms and your wrists and everything from that. and you tire, and then you know, it's a bad scene, right? So I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to see how many I can get out of this cut. It's 1, 2, and a bit. So I need two strips that are 3.5 inches wide, right? So there we go. There's one, right? I'm just going to put this to the side. There, here is the other one. Okay, because I can only get like this. Now this scrap, I'm just going to put this aside right now, but what I do with this is what I cut my potato chip pieces out of, right? I might as well, because I'm not gonna, you know, if I put it back into my brown scraps, yes, it's a good size brown scrap, but I might as well cut it up. It's been ironed, it's on my cutting board, and I have the ruler in my hand, I have the rotary cutter in the other hand, so I might as well just cut it up while I'm here. And this is the only thing, like if I was doing a whole bunch, I would cut a whole bunch of this stuff up, but I would decide, okay, I need either potato chips blocks, or I need, you know, 4.5 by 2.5 logs, or 2.5 by 8.5 logs. Like, it depends on what I need. This is what I would pull out of here, right? So this is what I find like is an efficiency. So anyways, we'll get back to that in a bit. So after I like rumple it, of course I have to rumple it. Okay, so now we're gonna line up the selvages the best we can, and I peek underneath to make sure that line of selvages is there. Wow, this is gorgeous stuff. And now I cut, because everything is, you know, nice and straight, and you cut from above, and when you're cutting, you hold that rotary cutter up and down, not like this, and not, you know, not this way, because what'll happen is you won't get a perfect cut. You won't get a good cut off of it. So here we are. Let's get this there, and I flip it. I could have turned my rotary cutter, or my mat. One there's 2 and 4. Now with this, okay, with this piece that's left, the only thing I can really cut out of there that I need, I could cut a center, a 2.5 inch square. That would work. I could cut a 2 inch by 3.5 inch potato chip block and have pieces that can go into my crumbs. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this case, right? So I've got 2 pieces of crumb and 2 potato chip blocks that are, you know, really pretty and interesting. And I've got my 4 squares. Now I'm just going to add them in with my 220 squares. So there we go. I'm now finished cutting. Okay, so let's get the rest of this done. So yeah, don't cut too much. Don't be tempted to cut too much at once, because this is where you can hurt yourself really badly. Now, this is 6.5, and I need 6.5. So I'm just going to roll this up, just like so. I'm not going to press it, but I am going to line all this edge. This edge gets lined up at 6.5, and this edge gets on the fold, and this goes into the pet bed. Very simple. Very simple cutting. Now, this, hold on. Okay, this, if I just cut the selvage off, I bet you I would get a nice, straight, clean cut. But, okay. Now let's, okay. What we do, right? We sit there, okay, how many cuts can I make out of this so I get the most out of it that I can? So I think that's where we're at. Okay. Oops, I'm gonna grind my pet bed scraps. So now I'm just gonna make like as many 2.5 by 6.5 log cabin pieces that I can out of this, just so I have some really lovely, you know, pieces here. And I might even show you the dance of joy that I do when I finally cut up an entire piece of scrap. And oh, do we have it? Yes, we do. I can cheat. Yes, I can. I can cheat just a hair. Now, I'm going to cut right into the selvage, right? So this pulls away, and I still have this. But this is less than 1/4 inch, so I can use this in full, except for this stuff that I'm throwing out, as a 6.5 inch by 2.5 inch, because this is less than 1/4. So yay! So that's how I do mine. I just cut a little bit at a time, and I just put them away, and we wait until the shoe boxes are full, and then once they're full, we start, oh, I have to make something. So anyways, let's get to our ta-da moment, and we'll show you what kind of things we were able to cut today. So clue 3 is 224 3.5 inch squares, and this is the square I cut today in front of you, and I showed you my cutting tips. So we have a lot of fun with these beautiful rich brown colors that I found in my stash, and yes, brown is my arch nemesis color. I figured, okay, we've got to play with, I'm taking this opportunity to master, or try and master my arch nemesis color, and I hope I'm working with. Now, I chose to limit my palette on this, so the low volumes are all things like cream, ivory, bone, a little bit of taupe, the paler colors, like the really pale greens, the pale blues, really, really pale, pinks, that kind of thing is going into the creams, and, that's the traditional, or the correct explanation for low volumes. I'm also picking brown, and then blue, and then gold. I found one piece of gold that I had enough, and that's going to unify the quilt because it's all the same gold all throughout. So I'm looking forward to this as it's coming out. So I hope you give this one a try. This one was so much fun to make, and it does come together really quickly. Like now, once I've got it, I can put it in my box of, okay, this one's done, that one is done, and and then when we're going to put it all together here, you'll see what's gonna happen with this. So you guys, I hope life is treating you just absolutely amazing, and your 1/4 inch is perfect, and life is grand. Okay, so you guys stay well, take care until we meet again. Okay, bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.